I am not Jasmine, I am Corona. Soon as I came in, I ain't seen Ebola. See me in your lung, put a bitch in a coma. Began in Wuhan, next stop is Roma. I'm starting to feel like an epidemic. Like an epidemic.
Okay. Hello, my name is Marisa Miles. It's day 1 of quarantine. School's out. I'm practicing social distancing, cleanliness, making sure that even though I'm not the most vulnerable for the virus, that I'm keeping myself and everybody in my household healthy, because social distancing and overall hygiene and cleanliness is going to be one of the main things that is going to get corona out of here. It's worked in places like China, and America needs to step it up in terms of what we are doing to eradicate this virus, because at this moment in time, what we're doing is going to prolong it when it needs to be gone ASAP, because it's stopping people's bags, it's stopping the economy's bag, and it's stopping people's money, so it needs to be gone ASAP. So I have me breakfast of yogurt, a banana, and some tea. I make my tea in the microwave because I'm an American and I don't care about myself. But I came here to talk about dual enrollment and why I think more high schoolers should invest in that program rather than AP credits. But I understand that there is also a benefit in combining both. So get ready to talk about that. I'm gonna play my theme clip and let's get into it.
Innovate, advocate, and dedicate myself because they want to protect me.
Okay, I'm back. So this is a very free-flowing video. I wrote very concise notes because I just kind of want to talk. I have nothing better to do. I have 2 weeks in the house and I don't think I'm leaving much, so I need people to talk to, and that's why the internet is here. So what is dual enrollment and what is AP? So dual enrollment is when you take college classes normally at your community college, but you can also do it at like a bigger university as well, and you take classes that some will apply to your high school credits. For example, if you took like English 101 or 1010, that's often like a English 12 credit in high school. So you can take classes that will work towards your college and high school career and also goes towards your GPA, and you take those either out of school or online or something like that. And then you have AP credit, which you will take at your high school. You will do the entire class, and then if you want college credit, you will take the AP exam at the end of the year. So the main difference is the main similarity is that you both get college credit if you pass, but the main difference is dual enrollment, you just have to pass the class, and whatever grade you get in the class is what shows on your transcript. So you can fail a test but still pass the class, whereas if you fail the AP exam, you're gonna get credit for the class on your high school transcript, but it will not count towards your college transcript no matter how well you did on the class. The test is all that matters. So some students end up even just taking the test and then not even being in the class because they just self-study, because you can kind of do that in AP. So then it all depends on what type of learner you are really, because some people can just study, whip it out, take the test, and some people need to take a long course to get credit, which is what I personally prefer. So what are the benefits of both? Both of them are good for college admissions, GPA boost, and more rigorous coursework. If you're planning on going to college, especially a more elite or higher up university, taking the AP or dual enrollment classes is going to help you tremendously. They want to see that you have done rigorous work and that you are college and career ready. And this work even prepares you to take more standardized tests like the SAT, ACT, and I cannot remember the international test or what it's called, but this isn't about international students. So yeah. So what are the cons of both? So a con could be that the course load is higher due to it being a more rigorous course, but you kind of expect that because it's not just your regular high school course, it is above that. I particularly find that AP classes have more work than dual enrollment classes. I think college professors expect you to be a little bit more self-sufficient, and you are supposed to self-research, do the work on your own, but I don't necessarily feel like it's more work. I feel like AP classes really bombard you with work because you have to be prepared for this very big, very specific test. So for example, I took AP World last year, and in preparation of that, the whole year you do these long DBQs, which are like the really long essays, and I think it's called essay Qs. I don't remember the acronyms, but it's basically like a shorter essay, and you need to learn this and you learn that, and it's a lot broader than a concise dual enrollment class for me. Another con is that dual enrollment also, in the years mostly before your senior year, you have to do it on top of your already most counties have an 8-class course load, unless you get special permission from a counselor. But a lot of times they really don't recommend students taking classes outside of school during the school day, like dual enrollment, for underclassmen. They'll do it like after school and things like that, or online, but that's just over top of the classes that you're already taking. So that's something you really need to work out with your counselor. That's why you really need to be in contact with them. Short story about me. So I'm a high school senior and I go to school every other day. I only have 2 classes, so I'm only there half the day on the days I do go to school, but I only needed 1 class in school to graduate, which was AP Calculus. I'm terrible at math, but that's the only class I was able to take because I took all the other math classes before then. So when I was a junior trying to pick my classes, I knew that I had taken the graduation credits and majority of the credits I'm a science and technology student, which is a specialty program in my school. So we have a specialty amount of credits that we need to graduate with a science and tech certification. So I'm like, what class do I need to take? Because I don't want to take any extra science classes if I don't have to, because I don't want to be a science major. I just wanted to do science and technology because I wanted to go to my high school, because my high school is kind of one of the better ones in the area. So I'm like, hey, the PG website, well, I'm from Prince George's County, says that I only need 4 credits and they have to be after the completion of 11th grade year, but my counselors are all saying that I need to take 4 classes. So I'm like, hey, these dual enrollment classes, they count as high school credits because I took ones that are concurrent, that they go to both, and then I took one in after my 11th grade year in the summer. And after I did that, sometimes you just have to provide people with facts, because if a lot of people aren't doing it, they might not know that it actually can be done. And after that, they couldn't object because I had all the stuff to graduate. I took 1 extra science class the year before, so I didn't have to take any science electives or anything like that. And then I was free to go. I can do that type of schedule. I have a lot more freedom. I wanted to just self-explore, just kind of do my own thing my senior year. So that's just a little bit about how dual enrollment can help you be a little bit more flexible, especially in your senior year, because I feel like half days, concurrent enrollment, dual enrollment, those sort of things are getting more popular, but you don't have to load it up like a full course load, because this kind of serves as almost a gap year-ish before college. So I wanted to calm down, start building my college credits, because I want to graduate college early, because I am funded by military money and that expires. So let's go on to why I recommend dual enrollment. So aside from dual enrollment being so good to me, I see how good it's been for other people. So by the end of the summer, I'll have about 30 to 39 credits entering when I go to college in the fall. And I was very specific in what classes I took, because I I'd already chosen what school I wanted to go to. So I knew that, okay, luckily the classes I took before I chose transfer because they're basic classes. Your English 1010, your psychology, your sociology. Side note, when you take these dual enrollment classes, when you first start out, stick to the 101s, the very basic classes that are normally prerequisites or credits that you kind of have to take, especially at like a liberal arts school, because those are most likely to transfer. The basic English, the basic math, the basic social sciences, those, and one normally hard science, generally a biology course will transfer, because chemistry can be a little bit harder. Biology's a little bit easier, at least to me. But those sort of courses are going to be the ones that are easily transferable and also are often concurrent with your high school credits. So when you take those, you're getting your high school credits out the way and getting your college credits out the way as well. So it's kind of just like working smarter and not harder, because some schools don't even have the AP credits of those classes that you can do. AP is also very dependent on your area. Dual enrollment is too, but AP is especially. AP, because I go to a school with there's schools with more, but a good amount of AP credits, because my school is a magnet school for science and technology. So we get more rigorous coursework and we offer more AP classes. But in schools surrounding me, some have five whole AP classes. So if you're a very good student, but you just happen to go to a high school that does not have that same support in terms of classes, what do you have? You have dual enrollment. Dual enrollment helps people that may not be in the best schools also get the same or better education than some people that are in a more affluent or better served area that has more AP classes, more individualized coursework, smaller classes, Also, one thing that may put people off about dual enrollment is the cost. So it costs, for me, because I'm not on free and reduced lunch, I don't get any certain type of waivers, and what my county pays, because it also depends county to county what percentage of tuition that they will pay for, if they pay for any. But for Prince George's County, they pay a significant chunk, so it's about $150 for, about $150 for a 3-credit class, almost $200-ish. It all depends on the class, but around that price for a 4-credit class. A 4-credit class would normally be like a general biology or something like that. And with those, it can be a lot out of pocket, but it's a better investment long term, because all you have to do is pass to get that college credit. Whereas AP, some counties pay the AP exam fee. Prince George's County does not, unless you're taking 4 or more. 4 or more, they used to cover it, but now they don't. It's $99 a test. So that also depends on your area, if they're covering the AP test or not. But you're gonna pay about 1.5% more for dual enrollment, but I think it's going to take you 2 times farther. So the investment is worth it. But also, if you're on free and reduced lunch, you don't have to worry about it. Most places, most counties, if you're on free and reduced lunch, they're going to drastically take down the tuition, or you might pay nothing. And they do the same for the AP test and paying for it. So that makes it a pretty equitable, but again, the dual enrollment is going to take you farther, because to me, it's much easier to pass a class than to pass a test. Passing a class or passing a test. Passing a class is everything. Everything comes together. Your homework, your classwork, the things that normally help your grade a lot. It's the test too, but it's not only writing on the test. It's a culmination of everything, just like any one of your high school classes. And low-key, like, college professors are a lot more interesting. High school, like, teachers, like, they take things seriously. Not saying that college professors don't take things seriously, of course, because this is their craft, this is what they studied and stuff. But I think since they usually work with people 18 or older, and people who are generally adults, they can be a little bit more laid back. So yeah. So I think it all depends on what type of student you are, but generally I think dual enrollment is a better investment if you plan on going to college. If you don't plan on going to college, then I don't think that you should waste a lot of energy unless it's your passion, like you're passionate about biology even though you don't want to like major in it or anything. I think you should focus on what you want to do outside of high school once you graduate, because getting those skills and certifications earlier was going to put you further. For example, if I want to be a dancer, you know, most counties will have some sort of performing arts program that I can enroll in. You know, enroll in that program, find resources that fit what you want to do, rather than wasting time with things that everybody else is doing if you don't want to follow that path. You know, let's say you need to provide for your family and you need to do it right out of high school. You know, you might need to find a program where you can get HVAC certification or plumbing certification or mechanic certification. You know, they have that in my county. I know it's not everywhere, but those are things that you can focus on. You know, if you want to be in graphic arts, you can get Adobe certification. You know, and you can do that if you want to go to college as well. But I'm just saying that really dual enrollment and AP, it's to look better for colleges for the most part. You know, it's to learn as well, and dual enrollment especially builds up your college transcript. But you know, it's really playing a college game, where if you're trying to play the life game, dual enrollment and things like that can also help. But you might need to get some skills that you can use immediately right outside of high school. So yeah, but if you can tell that I really like dual enrollment, that's the point. I'm not trying to persuade you either way, because they can work really well in conjunction. For example, like I've taken AP and dual enrollment, but kind of just because I found dual enrollment late. I wasn't the best AP student. Like I did fine in class. I didn't do that well on the test because I'm not the best at studying for very, very big tests. Like I do okay, but I think I maybe got credit on one of the tests that I took, and some of them I got A's in the class. Whereas if I would have took it in dual enrollment, I would have just gotten an A out of the class and an A on my college transcript. But them together is a really good combination for college. So let me talk about college admissions real quick. So if I was to redo it, going back, freshman Marisa, what I would have done is, of course, take the AP credits like my 9th and 10th grade year, just kind of building up the GPA, because AP is really good at boosting your GPA. Not all dual enrollment classes are transferred as AP credits. It just kind of depends on which ones your school are. So not all of them are boosters, but I digress. So take that for the GPA boost, because now people really have hyperinflated GPAs, so you kind of need to bring them up for it to look competitive. And then what I would do after that is you can start taking dual enrollment classes earlier than the end of 10th grade, but that's generally when people start taking them. I would start as early as possible if you feel like you're ready, but I would just start taking, 1 or 2 classes a semester until the end of 11th grade year. 11th grade year, I would probably take about 3 or 4 in that summer, and then senior year just be a full-time student at the community college. Because if you do it that way, you can almost, and if you pass your AP test, you can basically graduate almost with an associate's, or the amount of credits to be considered a transfer student into college. So that's playing the long game for college, and it's a lot less stressful than only doing AP or only doing dual enrollment and building up your plate. A mixture of both kind of keeps you balanced, but dual enrollment to me takes you further. So yeah, I'm in the house all day, so I need something to talk about, and it's something I kind of feel passionately about. I've done people's like schedules and things like that in the past, and I always recommend dual enrollment if they have the ability to, their parents allow it and they can sign off on it. So yeah, but you do you know yourself best. So if you feel like you can put in the work of studying extra hard for the AP test, do it. Go crazy. But a lot of colleges are kind of moving towards moving away from AP. Not as many colleges are accepting it as they used to. So that's also something to think about in the future, whereas dual enrollment is it's a lot more popular now and it's being built up. And again, if you're taking those basic classes, then those have a very high probability of transferring. So even if it's just getting one semester ahead, one semester can give you the time and the freedom to study abroad without, stressing about, are you going to graduate on time? It can give you the freedom to take some classes you're more interested in that maybe might not be your major. It gives you a lot of, or if you just want to take one less class each semester for the rest of college, it puts you in a position where you have more options, where it doesn't have to be as tight. So that's all I really have to say. I hope you have a great day. Tell yourself you're beautiful. Give yourself a compliment. My name is Marisa. I like talking, so like, comment, subscribe, and stay inside. Deuces.
Hey.
Without the boy, man, let it.
Ayy, I know life is tough. Ayy, I know things are rough. Ayy, just keep your head